Hi there, Robin here, and today we are going to be answering a question about the custom brand speakers. That's what a K this is, the PA50 speaker, and that's going to be how to hook it up to a mixer, regardless if you have one or two of their speakers. We're also going to be talking about the Audio Technica AT2040. That's the microphone I'm talking to you on right now. And we're going to wrap it up by introducing a brand new line array from Harbinger, their new MLS-1000. So we are going to start with the actual custom with a K PA50. Now, this particular speaker right here is nice. It looks big, but when we look at the backside of it, we'll notice that it's not as tall as it seems because those are 4-inch drivers on the front of it. Now, this system here is built to have two main lines that can be either microphone or line, the line being 1/4 inch, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. It also has a third channel, which is a 3.5. Now, just below the actual inputs, you're going to see a sync out and sync in option, which kind of throws people off unless you read the instruction manual. And of course, just below that, we've got a 1/4 inch subwoofer option, which amazingly enough can also throw people off because there's a trick to it as well. So when you're thinking of just one speaker first, you want to hook up a mixer to it, you do want to get what I call a mixed stereo connection. So that means you're going to look at your mixer and decide, what's my output? Do my output options give me 1/4 inch or XLR? Or maybe I'm lucky and I have both. If that's the case, then you just need to use a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch cable and plug into the line inputs. We're always going to focus on those line inputs, and we do want to use both of them. Now, if our mixer only has an XLR output as an option for the main, you're going to get yourself female XLR to 1/4 inch. Now, if the cables aren't very long, of course, you can just use unbalanced cable for the 1/4 inch connection. And if you have two of these speakers, that's where that sync option in and out comes into. Custom actually makes a special feature inside of this, which allows the two speakers to connect together and grow the actual mixer. So, of course, one speaker would have 3 channels, and then the second speaker would also have 3 channels. If you use the sync in and out, it'll actually combine those 3 channels on each actual speaker to make one 6-channel mixer out of both of them. It's very impressive, actually, the way they do that. And that's actually what those sync cables are there for. So from the first speaker, you go to your second speaker, and then from your second speaker back to your first speaker, creating an actual full loop with the system. And the last part is those subwoofer output options to it. Now, it's great that they're there because, of course, these again being 4-inch drivers, a subwoofer would definitely help out in the system. So that subwoofer output on the back is triggering an actual built-in crossover in the system. So in the manual from Custom, they actually say to use an unbalanced cable, not a balanced cable. So this way you don't get any grounding loop interference and background noise from a balanced cable. Because again, there's a trigger inside that speaker. As soon as you plug in that unbalanced 1/4 inch, it will cross it over at 150 hertz. Very impressive little system. Not bad for a speaker that's actually 12 years old. So again, I'd like to thank both Doug and Jim for asking the questions on the PA50. Again, that's the type of thing when you put down in the comment that if I get a chance, we can throw it in a video, or I'll just reply back to you when we get some spare time. So now on to the actual microphone I'm using here. Why is this worth talking about? Because, well, yes, it's an Audio Technica, and it's not an SM7B. From Shure. That's the amazing part. It is a hypercardioid microphone, which is dynamic and an amazing setup when it comes to doing anything like this, be it a podcast or a vlog, or, like I do how-to videos. Anytime you need a microphone in front of you for recording purposes, this is a great microphone. You're going to see it here a lot more often because I really enjoy using this microphone. It's very clean, gives a really good overall sound to it. And not to say that I'm cheap, I would say I'm frugal in that sense. This microphone only costs roughly $100 versus Shure's SM7B, which is like $400. So this is like a quarter of the price of that microphone. And after listening to both microphones, I'm going to say I'm going to stick with this because I prefer to have this, get nice boom arm, add, other equipment because I do like equipment, and you get a much more rounded overall value to it that way. The differences between the two microphones, though exist, are very small, especially when you're watching them on like YouTube videos and podcasts, that sort of thing. Again, it's your choice. SM7B is there. We'll have a link for it down below, but I'm thinking the AT2040 at $100 is awesome. Now, I did add an extra foam on top of it, and that's because I have a bit of a slur to my speech, and a very puffiness. So I tend to talk over the microphone. But again, it's a proximity. So if I pull away from the microphone, you're going to see it drop off. And if I pull back into it, you'll see it picks up again. The gain response is much, much better on this versus the SM7B. So of course, this microphone doesn't need a cloud lift on it. We're running straight XLR into our mixing board, which happens to be the Mackie Pro FX 10V3, which is great. It's got quality of an audio interface with the features and benefits of an actual mixer. So that's a pretty nice setup. And again, I'm only need to bring the gain up about 75%, leaving myself room to increase or decrease it, no problem. Again, with no cloud lift option required, adding to the overall value of an AT2040. So again, Audio Technica, good job. So now on to the MLS1000 from Harbinger, brand new line array. This now has a 10-inch subwoofer on it and 1,000 watts of power. It also has Reverb and Chorus attached to it as well, including Bluetooth plus the option of a 3.5 jack. You also get 2 combo jack inputs that can be used for either microphone, line, and guitar, which is really impressive, plus stereo smart connectivity, which I'm actually going to feature in this video as well, besides hooking up a mixer to it, because today's video is all about hooking up a mixer to the MLS1000 using the smart stereo connectivity. So here you are. Congratulations. You get to be one of the first people to actually see that. These are the MLS1000s from Harbinger. These are 1,000-watt line arrays or column arrays. Let's not rock any boats here. What's important here is that all 6 of the drivers that are on top, 2 3/4 of inch each, are set on a different angle, vertically and horizontally, to give you a huge amount of spread when it comes to sound and giving you more detailed richness of sound than you've seen before. Now, all that being said, today's video is not about going over the whole speaker. We've got a great video coming out, and the link will be just above here where you can see the whole details. This is really an introduction, and if having 8 line ins, which are 5 individual sources, not enough for you, well, today we are going to hook up an actual Harbinger mixer, their LV14, to this package, which is really what it's about. We're going to show that you only need 1 XLR cable to smart link these 2 speakers together. It's called a smart stereo connection. It uses only 1 XLR cable, very nice. Then we'll be able to hook up the mixer. Instead of spreading wires, 25 feet this way, 50 feet the other way, that sort of thing, we'll be able to just use 2 XLR to 1/4 inch cables to hook up to one of the actual line arrays, the main line array. And then this mixer will be all ready to go. We'll be able to take the 14 channels that are here and incorporate it into the system. So let's take a look at the back and show how easy this is all going to happen. So this is how easy it's going to be. We're going to first start with an actual XLR cable, which is going to allow us to connect our main speaker, which in this case will be on this side here. We're going to use the link out, and we're going to plug into the link in on the second speaker. And here we are, going to the link in on the second speaker. We're going to go back to the first. So we're now going to take our XLR females, which will be able to plug into the mixer, and we're going to plug them into line 3 on the back of the actual line array. So now we're going to plug in to the main left and right output on the actual mixer. And remember, if you look at the top, you're going to see the actual link to the full demonstration of the actual MLS1000s. Now we're coming back down to the speaker and we're plugging into the left and right. So remember, at any point in time, you can use one of our affiliate links down below, which is how we actually support this channel. Those links are bringing you either to Guitar Center or Amazon, depending on where the products are actually located. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them down in the comment section. And don't forget, like they always say, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, I appreciate it if you did. That's always important. And of course, hit that like button. So the only thing left to do is to actually set the first speaker into stereo master, set the second speaker into line in. Now this speaker will be completely controlled by the first speaker. No other function will work on this. It's all coming over there. And now that the mixer itself has been powered up, it's now running into channel 3 on the main speaker. And that's it. So even though you have the ability to have 5 different mix sources on this actual speaker, if that's not enough and you need to add a 14-channel mixer in, that's going to be how easy it is. If you'd like to see a full overall view plus all the other videos, there'll be a link up above and an actual link at the end of the video. That's the big box that says playlist for the MLS1000. There's lots of videos to watch now on that product. So by all means, hit that link. So I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.